Hey everyone, I'm the Hydrangea Daddy. I'm here in Louisville, Kentucky, Zone 7A, and this is a tour of my suburban garden in late May. Let's get started. Over here is the newest bed in my landscape. So I just put these plants in a couple weeks ago, but one thing I want to spotlight are these Tiny Tuff Stuff hydrangeas that I got from Fast Growing Trees. I'd looked in all the local nurseries, big box stores, looked online. They were out of stock almost everywhere, but Fast Growing Trees had them, got them here quick. These are just quart-sized plants, but look at all the new growth they've already put on. In this same bed, we've got tater tot arborvitae, some heuchera, which I can't remember the name of. This is Dark Side of the Moon, a stilbe from Proven Winners, and then a Patriot hosta. Here we have a Little Jim magnolia tree, which has struggled through most of the winter, but there's hope for it yet. It's pushing all new growth. Around it, we've got Supertunia Vista bubblegum, not pushing as much growth as I would have expected by this time, but still blooming nonetheless. Over here in this bed, we redid this last fall. We've got a really beautiful variegated Green Mountain boxwood. These two yellow arborvitae here were planted by the builder when we bought the house, so we're not exactly sure what they are. Because of their size, we don't think they're Anna's Magic Ball. We think they're probably Golden Globe. Then we've got green velvet boxwood, all looking good, putting on new growth. And then these purple plants here are actually mini jazz hands loropetalum. You'll see this one's much smaller here. I just recently cut all of the dead out of it, but these two here were actually just replaced because they had died off completely. In the containers, these are just pre-made containers that I bought at Lowe's, but have Proven Winners, petunias in them. I don't know the specific types. I think this one's actually jazzberry. And then some more super bells in these smaller containers. These trees are actually looking good. We put these in right after we moved in. They were both supposed to be autumn blaze maples and turn a beautiful orange in the fall. We planted the two, first fall in the house. This one turned red, so I think it was mislabeled at the garden center and that this is actually an October glory maple. But this one turned orange like I expected, so I do think this is autumn blaze. And just around these, we've got more Supertunia Vista bubblegum. Repetition of some of the same plants here as to the left of the front door. And then I have got this Limelight Hydrangea standard here. This is its first full season in the ground. I planted it last year. This will probably be its last season in the ground in this location. It's gonna get far too big for this spot, but we'll enjoy it here while it's there. Over here is another Little Jim magnolia. You'll tell that I really love this evergreen. And again, planted around with Supertunia Vista bubblegum. You'll see just 3 plants here, and this one is performing how I expect the bubblegum to perform. Now coming over here to the south side of the house, this is the landscape bed I am least happy with how it's looking, but lots of beautiful stuff here nonetheless. This is Sugar and Spice arborvitae. It's only growing 3 feet wide-ish by 10 to 15 feet tall, so will stay very small and compact. These are my pufferfish hydrangeas. You'll see here they've already started to push their bloom, so here within the next couple of weeks I expect it to be in full bloom. Anna's Magic Ball arborvitae, some dwarf Hamlin grass, which is actually not doing quite well for me. Every place you see a gap is one that didn't come back from the winter and I had to take out. Getting into some really colorful perennials here, we have pink profusion, salvia, cat's pajamas, nepeta, pinkadot, pink phlox. You can see all of this is kind of coming out of color. It had a really beautiful flush of blooms at the beginning of May, and it's time for me to cut all of this back so we can focus on another flush. This is Jantar arborvitae, I believe. Not really sure how big it's supposed to get. If I remember correctly, it's somewhere around the same growing size as emerald green. More Supertunia Vista bubblegum, pink profusion salvia. This is a pinkadot phlox that I just moved here yesterday because it was back behind our fence and the deer were chomping it up. This is Stonehenge Skinny Yew. Just a small little accent evergreen there. Does well in both full sun or shade. Down here, oh dear, something's been eating on this. I'm gonna have to put some scent out to keep the deer away here, but these are firelight tidbit hydrangeas. And then again, flanking the left and right side of the gate are two more sugar and spice arborvitae. Coming into the backyard, this is probably my favorite bed here. We've got Supertunia Vista bubblegum, the emerald green arborvitae, and the little lime punch hydrangeas. Here we've got the pink vinca that I made a video on my Instagram about recently. Some more heuchera. This is Primo Black Pearl, Peachberry Ice, another Stonehenge Skinny Yew. And then this was actually the first Little Jim magnolia we planted when we moved in, so that's why it's the largest of all of them. One thing we've changed recently here around it are these Sting Arborvitae as I fall down the hill. We used to have some autoleuchin cherry laurels that went here kind of on this slope just to kind of take up space. They never really thrived. Every year I was cutting back dead, they'd push a little new growth, and then most of that would die off in the winter. So we bought 8 of these Sting Arborvitae, which will get 15 to 20 feet tall, 12 to 18 inches wide. So we're just gonna give that a go, and then I'll find something else to fill in this space. I'm thinking maybe some Let's Dance Skyview hydrangeas. Other side of the fence here behind me, green giant arborvitae. The one that's bigger than all the rest was put in larger than all the rest because the one that matched their size was eaten by deer. The most recent thing I've planted is this blood-good Japanese maple here. Got this from Fast Growing Trees, and they're 6 to 7 foot size, so really excited for this dark accent back here. And eventually the plan is to landscape on this slope all around it so that I don't have to mow it anymore. Continuing on, other side of the fence here, these are just a hedge of skip laurel. We put them in last fall when we planted them. They weren't touching at all, and you can see they're already starting to grow together. So the plan is to let this grow to a hedge, get around 10 to 12 feet tall, and just kind of keep it at that fixed size. Over here in this bed, a mix of hydrangeas, evergreens, perennials. We've got some more cat's pajamas nepeta. This is Magic Wand, maybe, Veronica from Proven Winners. I think that's the right name. Here's another Sting Arborvitae, some pinkadot phlox, Helen von Stein lamb's ear, another Limelight Hydrangea Standard. These 3 smaller hydrangeas around it are Tiny Quickfire, and then another Tater Tot here. I've got 4 of those around the garden, just kind of randomly placed. I'd used them in some containers last fall, and it was time to pull them out for summer annuals, so I just plopped them in random spots around the yard. Let's go back here actually to the other side of the fence. Almost everything back here was newly planted last year, so we've got a hedge of green giant arborvitae here. Those autoleuchin cherry laurels I mentioned that used to be around the magnolia that did not thrive, I dug them out and I put them over here to kind of eventually grow up and hide some of this wooded area. I cut the dead out. They're struggling. They may not live. If we pull them out, we pull them out. This curved bed here, a very basic miscanthus grass. This is an English boxwood that used to be in a container and needed to come out and in the ground. These are show-off forsythias here from Proven Winners. Beautiful yellow blooms in the early spring, late winter. Kind of getting a funky shape to them. I think they probably need more sunlight than they're getting now, but we'll give them another season and see how they do. They've been moved quite a few times at this point. Going back in to the fenced backyard, surprise, surprise, we've got another Little Jim magnolia. Surrounding that Little Jim magnolia, we've got, sorry about those dogs, 3 Bobo hydrangeas, some green velvet boxwood, and a lot of pink vinca with 1 volunteer white. More Pinka Dot phlox, Hamlin grass, Bobos. These evergreens here are one of my new favorites. We put these in maybe 2 years ago, and they were only 2 to 3 feet high, and now they're pushing 6 feet plus. These are junior giant arborvitae, growing only 3 to 5 feet wide, but 15 to 20 feet tall. Put on a ton of new growth very quickly, so really happy with those. Another tater tot here, Pinka Dot, some lamb's ear Helen von Stein that's not happy right now. Over here in this bed, 3 more Little Lime Punch, green velvet boxwood, and then some pink begonias with a dark maroon leaf. And then ending the tour here, we're right on the other side of that gate where we first started. We've got 3 more emerald green arborvitae, patriot hostas, and then 3 more autoleuchin cherry laurels. Now these are doing actually quite well now, a lot of growth. They're kind of wonky from where at one point in time we cut out the dead, but happy with what they're looking like now and excited to see them actually put on some proper growth so we can shape them up nicely. And that's it. That's my suburban garden here in Zone 7A in Louisville, Kentucky. End of May 2026. Stay tuned for an update mid-June once all those hydrangeas are in bloom.